On deck, choppers on deck, choppers on deck. You hear me? Y'all better keep y'all sword handy. You hear me? Keep your sword handy, because you don't never know when you gonna need it. And I ain't talking about your physical sword, but you may need a physical sword. But keep your mental sword sharp and on deck. You hear me? Ready to pull it out at any time. Stillness and abundance, loving light, health, and wholeness. Stillness and abundance, loving light, health, and wholeness. Stillness and abundance, loving light, health, and wholeness. Just to make sure that it get penetrated in your mind, in your body, in your spirit, and in your soul. I hope everybody's feeling good for no reason at all, because feeling good is feeling God. As y'all can tell, I'm in that place. You hear me? Before I begin our reading for the day, I just want to say a few things. Actually, I want to ask us a question first. Have any of y'all ran across them type of people that come to you talking about God told them to tell you something? I have. But even more important, what was your response? Because in my youth, I was untamed. This vibration that y'all in the presence of right now, it was untamed. So it ain't no telling how I may react to certain things that came my way. I kept my chopper on deck, you hear me? But the reason that I asked that question, because I thought, it's been so long since I ran across them type of folks. I ain't even know they still exist. But due to the internet, I'm gonna find. I guess I'm gonna and me participating, or partaking, in this internet with just sharing knowledge. Because I'm just here to share knowledge. I'm not here to convert nobody. I don't exercise religion. I don't build with Christians. I don't build with Muslims. I don't deal with Muslims. I don't chant it with Buddhists. I don't build with theosophists, so forth and so on. I don't even exercise religion, but I'm a seeker of knowledge. I'm a lover of knowledge. I love information. I love to learn. Somebody need to catch that. I love to learn. So I done been through, in my lifetime, I've traveled along many paths and schools of thought with many different types of people. But once again, I'm a seeker of information, and I don't have a problem sharing some information that I have came across, And I say that because most people, contrary to popular belief, most people ain't in their free will. Most people not exercising their free will. Most people not living by their free will. They living through those who came before them, and they living by those who came before them. Well, y'all may say, well, what do Sawu mean by that? What Sawu mean by that is, most people never stepped outside what they have been taught. So, are you really who you are? Or are you really the person that you see when you look in the mirror, or that person that you see when you look in the mirror by default because it was programmed by somebody else? So those who caught what I just said realized that I had to break a lot of psychological chains. I had to break a lot of mental programming. I had to go totally against the grain from my upbringings, and it accumulated me to be this. Whatever it may be to you, it accumulated me to be this. Some call me a sage. Some call me the God. Some say I ain't shit. You hear me? But whatever the case, I am Sawu. You hear me? And I say that because them people still exist. Them people still exist, But And not to lag on that too much, but if God put something in you to tell me, then God should be able to tell me that too. Because when them people come to me talking about God told me to tell you this, my response used to be 15, 16, oh man, I was off the chain. Why he ain't tell me? Well, I ain't got no connection. Your connection with God about me stronger than my connection with God about me. Man, you going with that. You hear me? I gotta go through my phases. I gotta learn my own way. You hear me? And that wasn't always the case. Sometimes people was on point and I get convicted in my spirit, within the innermost essence of my being. And I take heed to what they were saying. But most times, man, God ain't tell them people to tell me that. That was them using their judgment upon me to tell me what they felt like they wanted to say to me, and using God as the excuse. Some of y'all gonna resonate with that. You hear me? But it's all good. You know, if God could tell you to tell me something about me, then he could tell me something. He could tell me that same thing to myself, because we all got a connection. You hear me? God judges in the midst of the gods, in the assembly of the gods. Ye are all gods and children of the Most High, yet shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. If you know the script, you know. You hear me? And I'm gonna let that rest and let y'all marinate in that. But today's reading for the day is Adam and Eve. If that came up, y'all know I came across one of them and I had to check them, you know, because I ain't, like I say, I'm not here to convert nobody. I'm just here sharing. I got a million. I was trying to figure out what books I was gonna bring out here, but I got too many. I need to, in order for me to bring my books down here, I gotta bring the whole room, and I can't shift one room into this room just so y'all can see all the books that I have. You know, that's why I started the way I did. I don't travel through many. I don't build with all kind of people, and then I'm building with y'all right here today. You hear me? But we're gonna let that rest there, you know. Just be well. Let them people know if that when they come talking about God told them to tell you something. Let them know that if he ain't told you, let him know why he can't tell me that. If he told you, he can tell me. Otherwise, wherever I'm at in whatever particular phase that we may be going through in our life, we're going through that phase for a reason, to bring us to that place where we don't need nobody else to come and tell us about nothing, because we all got a connection, whether we acknowledge it or not. I'm just one who has always acknowledged a connection to God, to source, to divine, because I started seeing spirits at 3 years old. You know, I used to call him Abraham Lincoln, because that's this figure that I used to see at 3. Used to be standing in front of my room, to the point that I used to be scared to go in my room, because he looked like Abraham. He looked like Abraham Lincoln to me, because he wore a top hat. You know, some may know him as bearing Samadhi today, but I've been tapped in since 3. So as I got older and I started seeking my own connection with divine, with source, with God, mama and father, you know, I really didn't have no place where outside noise could interfere with this connection that I had to made myself. Good, bad, and indifferent, you know, because that's what it was, good, bad, and indifferent. But I made it through, you hear me? But today's I just felt led to share that, because some things came at Sawu, and, you know, I checked it with kindness and in love and respectfully. You hear me? But today's reading is Adam. Adam. We're going back through the consciousness in this metaphysical Bible dictionary, because I don't know if them characters existed. You know, I wasn't there. I wasn't there to bear the witness. you know. But I love spiritual information, you know. I accept all the scribes, all the prophets, all the teachers, so forth and so on, you know. And I just needed to say that for whoever need to hear that, you hear me? And once again, I hope everybody feeling good for no reason at all. Let me light some sage for us while I'm at it too, you hear me? Today's reading is Adam and Eve. We went from the vine, branching in the trees. Now we're going to Adam and Eve, you hear me? Through the consciousness of our mind. Because if I don't know nothing else, I know that these people, or them characters, represented different states of our consciousness. And the more I know y'all are able to bear witness, the more that I read through this book, you're able to see the connection with the choices that I'm inspired to share with us. Adam, from Hebrew, meaning red, ruddy, reddish, firm. The name of the first man of the human race, according to the Bible, Genesis 5, 1 through 5, was also a city in Joshua 3:16. The metaphysical meaning, as it reads, according to what Adam is, reads as follows: the first movement of mind. So Adam was the first movement in mind in its contact with life and substance. Now we know Adam is the source of all living things, but it says Adam is the first movement of mind in its contact with life and substance. Adam also represents the generic man, or the whole human race epitomized in an individual man idea. So what that said was the whole race is the Adam. The whole race is the whole humanity is the first movement of mind. Eve is the feminine aspect of the generic man, outwardly manifest, male and female, Y and X, created he, them. If the ego or will, which is man, has adhered to wisdom faithfully and has carried out in its work the plans that are idealized in wisdom, it has created a harmonious consciousness. Adam in the Garden of Eden is symbolical of that consciousness. Adam in his original creation was in spiritual illumination. Spirit breathed into him continually the necessary inspiration and knowledge to give him superior understanding. But he began eating or appropriating ideas of two powers, God and not God, or good and evil. The result, so the allegory relates, was that he fell away from spiritual life and all that it involves. Man is spirit, absolute and unconditioned. But man forms an Adamic consciousness into which he breathes the breath of life. This in its perfect expression is the Son of Man, an expression of the divine idea. This Adam is all of what we term soul, intellect, and body. We are continually at work with this Adam. We can breathe into the nostrils, the breath of life, inspiring us with the idea of life in all its unlimited fullness. We can lift up this Adam by infusing into it these sublime ideas in no other way. Adam. Now let's see what Eve's talking about. It's going to be short and sweet today, family. We're going to be short and sweet today. Eve. Hebrew, elementary life, living. The first woman, and the man called his wife named Eve because she was the mother of all living. Salute to all the mamas out there. Metaphysical meaning of Eve reads as follows: love or feeling in individual consciousness. The I am wisdom puts feeling into what it thinks, and so Eve, or feeling, becomes the mother of all living. Feeling is spirit, which quickens. Woman symbolizes the soul region of man. I repeat, woman symbolizes the soul region of man and is the mother principle of God in expression. Back of the woman, or and back of the feeling, is the pure life essence of God. Adam and Eve represents the I am identified in life substance. They are the primal elemental forces of being itself. Masculine, feminine. Eve is very closely identified as elementary life with absolute life, God. The woman, you hear me? The verb, ho, to be being, luminous, absolute life, which forms the basis of the name Eho, Jehovah, Yahweh, so forth and so on, is the basis also of Eve. However, due to a slight change in characters and a hardening of the vowels, it no longer represents absolute life, but the struggle of elementary existence. This is the struggle of the soul to regain its perfect state of existence of the absolute God. So, it's like me taking God off the part of my name, Sawu the God. That's like me trying to take God out the essence of my being. If that's offensive, it shouldn't be. That's just me acknowledging. That's just me acknowledging my co-creation, my cooperation with divine source, God, spirit, whatever you call it, whatever you know it as, the divine. You hear me? So, take no offense. Take no offense by what? Take no offense of the messenger if the message can help you. See, cause sometimes we get too focused on the messenger instead of just accepting and embracing the message. It's just as simple as that. Adam and Eve, you hear me? What we gonna do tonight? Put animal, some kind of animal. Go into your ark and put one of them animals in the comment section, because we all know it too. See, my point is, and my purpose is, and why I shared this book is because at any point in time, wherever we find ourselves in our existence, every one of these characters in this book, because these characters deal with different aspects of consciousness. So we all love them. Now, some may resonate with that, and some gonna struggle with it. But that's okay. I'm just here to share information and leave you to do with it or do not with it as you may, as the reading just described. You hear me? But place some type of animal, whatever type of animal. I'm gonna let y'all be. I'm gonna let y'all decide whatever you feel drawn to. But we're gonna place an animal in the comment section for this video. I want to remind us to rest and rejuvenate. You know, rest and rejuvenate. They say you can't see the forest for the trees, but you can if you go into the woods. So go into the woods of yourself, go into the forest of yourself, you know, and sit with your trees, the trees that within your being, and find rest there, find restoration there, find rejuvenation there. You hear me? Don't forget, put y'all animal in the comment section for this month's raffle. New subscribers, be subscribed. After you watch the video, place your emoji, which will be an animal, whatever of your choosing, in the comment section. And it's as simple as that for you to be submitted. Other than that, feel good for no reason at all. Feeling good is feeling God. I thank y'all. Time, energy, effort, attention. You hear me? And we'll do it again when we do it again. I love y'all. Salute to God. Peace, family.